Well, well, everybody. So it looks like we find ourselves in another situation. How y'all doing today? My name is Matt, and yes, you found Sodi Pop on YouTube. Welcome back. Hope everyone is doing well this morning, and you caught some drippity drops. If you went for it, I know that I'm not going for every single drop, but I have been last couple of times. So I actually got two of the comics today. Probably could have gotten more if I were quicker on the draw. I unfortunately did not preload my gems. I was having a conversation with my girlfriend this morning, and I was talking with her. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like 10 seconds until the drop is happening. So I just forgot to preload it. I woke up a little bit later than usual. That is just fine. All right, we are back on. Ooh, got something in my eye. And this is Fallen Sun. Yes, the death of Captain America. Or so they say. So, of course, we have 1 through 5. It'll be all this week, a nice little comic run. We did have Kraven's Last Hunt, was a very similar thing. We're definitely going to start out reading this. Wolverine, all shut up. This is a very, I think the original cover is probably like the coolest cover. Like, what an insane thing. Captain America's shield. Of course, you have Wolverine in one of his newer iterations. And then the uncommon will be him, of course, making the main character there stand out, Wolverine, in his full-on regalia. And then we have Wolverine in his 90s outfit, that blue and gold. Of course, Wolverine, there was a blue and gold team at one point in the X-Men. There's actually several teams that X-Men divide up into in the comics and stuff. But there's a blue and gold team. The gold team, led by Scott Summers, of course, Cyclops, and Wolverine is in it as well. The blue team led by Storm, and I think Jean Grey is in that, but Jean Grey at that time is like the Phoenix or something. So that is, man, this comic is actually really cool. Especially, I think this one, it just looks so different. The colors are they pop so well from the background as well. I'm very curious to read the comic, find out what's happening in the background. Is that little Doctor Strange stuff? Why is Wolverine battle Captain America? It reminds me a little bit of Civil War, where Captain America wants everyone, or sorry, not Captain America, Iron Man wants everyone to register essentially the Superhero Powers Act because they're dangerous. And there's a sect of people going against them. That's not real freedom, right? And then finally, we have Daredevil, who is pretty brutal, just as brutal as what Wolverine can be, with Wolverine. Obviously, there's sides being taken. So very, very excited. We have a 30,000 edition, all the way from 21,000 to 600 secret rare. So pretty normal as far as the comic drop editions. And then what we get to see is we get to see all the other ones. So this is just the first one, Wolverine. Then we have the Avengers, we'll cover later. My cat, Dibs, what are you doing? She's playing with my stuff on the wall. Then we have the next one, of course, we have Submariner here, and then Wolverine, a Black Spider-Man. There's another one of his outfits, a little almost like a badger with the shorter ears. But again, 30,000 editions. And of course, we have Captain America, and then the Wolverine again. And these are some amazing covers. Like the covers are really, really epic. I mean, this one, Fallen Sun, yes, the death of, we have Spider-Woman there, Hawkeye. The Spider-Woman, is going to play a role in this one. Very curious to see where she is going. She's going to be in the new, or at least rumors, I think she's going to be voiced by Haley Steinfeld, who is Hawk Girl, Hawkwoman, Hawk Girl. And she's going to be voiced in the up-and-coming Spider-Verse 2, I believe, in October, that is. So, very excited, very, very pumped. A lot of stuff happening in the markets as well, or not happening if you got the drops yesterday. So I got the stamp drop in the morning. Hopefully you did too. That one's actually going, I mean, these stamp drops, comic drops, they're so low price, so low risk. You better go for them. I mean, the stamp, you got it for $6 and it was going for 40 or 50 right afterwards. If you got a low mint, even better for you, right? So I was able to get like mint 700 something, which is a low mint for that. And the stamp was going for 40 or 50. I just held on to it because that didn't happen until later in the night. They were having trouble with Immutable X, I guess. They're contacting their support. There's not too much information out as far as exactly what happened. This has happened in some shape and form before. And so they did have some issues with the actual stuff being released on to the marketplace. I tried to price mine early into the marketplace, and of course, marketplace didn't open until hours later. Then we had the second Coca-Cola drop. I wasn't gonna go for this, then I decided to. I did get a common Coca-Cola Starlight. This one is, it's not super special. You know, it's not a very iconic thing as far as like the Coca-Cola brand is concerned. It's Starlight. It's a brand new creation. So it's kind of a marketing thing. 40 gems. I wasn't super into it. I did end up going for it. You know, this is selling for 20 gems. Again, a lot of these are super low risk. What, you lose 15%, but you stand to gain hundreds of percents. So pretty low risk. I wouldn't personally buy this in the aftermarket unless I kind of wanted it. If I wanted one of the common ones, then I would have gone to the aftermarket because I would have thought they would have gone for cheaper. But the idea is to hopefully get the ultra rare here, or yeah, ultra rare, and then that is going to be a couple hundred gems or something, because that is pretty iconic, very interesting as far as like the history. It was a designed to go in space Coca-Cola can, and new Coke was a new formula back then in the 80s or the 70s. So we have all that amazing stuff coming up. And then of course the cryptocurrency market is down again today. Bitcoin's still holding about 40,000, so just fine. Here in about 3,000. Don't really care what the rest of the market is doing. If everything, as you can see, Bitcoin dropped 4% in 24 hours, and pretty much every other altcoin doubles those losses. BNB or BUSD is a stable coin, but everything else is down quite a bit as well. Even more so. Near Protocol looks like down only 4%, but I digress. So not too worried about that. Bitcoin, we'll see what happens. And you know, I saw some people yesterday thinking that we need another shakeout. It's not going to be all hunky-dory till just later. So we will see what happens there. Let's go ahead and check out number one to see if the market is open. It is 8:30 right now. And then we will go ahead and read the Avengers, not the Avengers, Fallen Sun number one. Find out what's happening. Why is this all happening? If you're in the comments, say hello. Thank you so much for joining me. So we do have the yesterday's drops. You know, the comic, the stamp was doing pretty well, and then Coca-Cola, not too bad, not as bad as maybe one would have thought. You know, of course, the common, uncommon, rare were going for below market value. And I did see a lot of questions on Reddit about why would, and here's the thing, is I'm doing a vibe check. Reddit is kind of this vibe check. It's where a lot of new people come, still overwhelming positive compared to where it was just a week ago. After the last AMA, after you can finally get stuff because a lot of the bots are getting destroyed, people are posting their creations again. You see people just asking questions. This question is a popular one. Why sell under drop price after a drop like Coca-Cola Starlight collectibles? Is there any logical explanation? I got a common and uncommon. I don't know if I should keep them as the price traps since yesterday. Thank you, friends. I mean, number one, people are just trying to get drops because they will put money in the app and they have, let's say, 1,000 gems in the app. They put it in and they want to keep on. They're just little lottery tickets for them, you know. With this comic drop, it's pretty likely that you could get an uncommon or better and at least get your money back, or you get a secret rare, you're going to 10x your money, right? That's super important. Or 10x your gems, I guess they are right now. They're the in-app currency of gems. So that is always very possible and very likely to happen. So that's what people use them as, a lottery ticket, and if they don't get it, then they just sell out and come back. They don't want to wait the many, you know, maybe months for this to get above the drop price, right? So that is a possibility. When it used to be like all the bots would just sell immediately because what, you know, you have 20 accounts and 10 of them get commons and then the rest get something else, overall you're going to profit off of that, right? But if you're a normal person, you just get 1, 2, or 3 off the drop because you can now get a couple again. It's not a bad idea. I still have the buy now button actually. I just clicked right now, see what happened, nothing. But I do have 2 orders pending delivery. Still have 2 orders pending delivery. So going for the drop price is a complicated thing. Now that, let's say, we have mostly real humans in it, I think we will see less of that, as we've seen the Batman collectibles. They have done pretty well as far as the season 6 Batman collectibles have done pretty well as far as, all right, cool. As far as price, I was able to get an ultra rare. There we go. I was able to get an ultra rare off the drop, and so was my girlfriend. Hers is actually in here somewhere. This is her collection. But the ultra rare off the drop is doing what? You paid 90 gems for it, and it is almost, I saw last was like 245, 250. So doing super well. Pretty much everything in that collection, which you were pretty easily able to get. I was able to get the ultra rare on a rebound. I got the uncommon on the initial drop. You could have bought the common for several minutes after. I missed that because I was getting the rebound. So you could have gotten pretty much everything, and everything is doing better than what it was initially launched for, which hasn't been a common tale for some of this stuff. So very exciting to see that. Of course, we have DC and HRO are partnering up. The major thing we have seen is that the license on these new Batman collectibles is now Warner Brothers. It no longer says DC Direct. So let's go look at this Doug Mankey Batman. 50 gems, right? Season 3, Warner Brothers Entertainment Incorporated. And the Batman Black and White series. This is the only one in the Warner Brothers stable. This is black and white, this first Black and White series. But I digress. I went ahead and got the whole set because I liked the prices at the time, and they're doing pretty well. You know, I got the 2 pricier ones, an uncommon and the ultra rare. I don't think, if I didn't get the ultra rare in the drop, I don't think I would have completed the set, but I did, and I completed the set. I like them. I really like the uncommon was my favorite. That's why I went for this one personally. My girlfriend went for the ultra rare. Plus, I actually didn't believe I could get the ultra rare. I'll tell you that much. I didn't think I was going to be able to grab one. So we have the ultra rare here, or sorry, the uncommon here, and the big thing, Warner Brothers Entertainment. That is a license. Hell yeah. That was always the question, is that DC Direct only has so many things. I believe that's run by Todd McFarlane, but don't quote me on that, please. So give me a you're wrong in the comments, and I'll be sure to get that out to everyone else. But the Batman are doing well. Warner Brothers is officially partnered with us, which means what? The Arkham Asylum games, the Gotham Knights game, which is going to be coming out, which is dealing with the Court of Owls, which is pretty big in the Batman world, so pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Court of Owls, and that is very, very exciting. Very pumped about that. So the Warner Brothers Entertainment, you know, deals with the property at large. That means we could be getting the real Action Comics #1, Detective Comics. You know, Action Comics #1, first appearance of Superman, super pricey. We have seen HRO cards have the cover of Action Comics #1, and I was speaking with some people in Spaces yesterday, and I was asking, do you think that Action Comics #1 will be treated as the first appearance of the comic in HRO? Because the cards have already been printed, there's already a few of them out there. There's like 50,000 or something of them. And pretty much everyone said no, because in the real world, there are comic covers, especially of these old ones, and they do sell, you know, for 100,000 or 600,000 or whatever. But the full comic will sell for millions. And so this will be the first appearance of the comic cover. It is not readable. It is, you know, that's why I was kind of disappointed to see it on HRO. I'm like, oh, I wish they would have a thing where you scan it in and you can fully read it, but they just don't have that showroom, that technology, whatever. Their backend isn't built out for it, and it seems like they won't have it. But VeVe will hopefully, especially with this Warner Brothers partnership, will hopefully be able to get the full comic, and that will be very expensive. And people will treat this as the first appearance of the full comic on the blockchain, and that will be That's a new grail. We're talking about, do you spend your money, your gems on what is currently in the market and collecting, which isn't a horrible idea. Do you buy these Batmans? Do you buy these stamps? Do you buy the golden moments, which are down a little bit? Or to save your gems and save up your money because there will be future grails released this year. There might be Detective Comics. There might be uh, Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man. Like these future grails that will be coming. A Pokemon, maybe later this year, who knows? All of those will be grails. All of those will be the new Walt or the new what have you, the new Spider-Man secret rare or what have you. Or he was an ultra rare, whatever. Anyways, there will be future grails that take up a spot in the top 10, if not top 1, right? So do you save your gems in preparation for that at some point? It's not a bad idea. Personally, I'm not really selling anything because we are in a down market. The move may have been to sell. I was able to get one of these stamps yesterday. Wanted to put it on the market initially, but it wasn't open for so long and it opened randomly. And so I didn't feel comfortable listing it at that price quite yet because it was a one of one. I think you get a set out of it. And there weren't too many and I had a pretty low mint. So I was like, you know what, I'll hang on to this. And then if things do pump up, I'm not emotionally attached to it, I will sell it. So we haven't seen things pump up. Again, the crypto markets are still somewhat down. They haven't gone crazy over the past year, and they might still happen. Things are still happening. I think we're supposed to see some new CPI rates today, which is the inflation number, so that could crash things a little bit. I'm not too worried. I'm just staying in the game. I'm just still working my job. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still looking at all this stuff, trying to look at it as a whole as well. So when the next big run up happens, I will have some stuff that I do sell off. I have some stuff that I am holding long term. I might accumulate some more different bigger moments and get ready for those bigger drops. Hopefully I get them, and hopefully without the bots, we have a much better chance of getting them. However, when we do switch over to the raffle system, you probably won't be able to get like 2 or 3. It'll be more egalitarian. I don't know. We'll see exactly how that raffle system ends up working at the end. All right, so I think it's about time we answered a lot of questions. We went through it. Let's go ahead and check out the Marvel Comics. Of course, we have my HRO cards here. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. I did a trade, so I got a little bit more percentage of ownership. Very exciting. So I have 60% of the first digital collection. I don't think I'll ever get these mythics or whatever. Like some of these are just so expensive that the legendaries, they're just so expensive that it's not going to happen. So, and even the epics are really expensive too. They're several $100s, $1,000. I go back and forth as to whether I see these super worth it or not. All right, let's go ahead into Marvel Unlimited, and we're gonna Fallen Sun number 1. If you're in the chat, do you want me to read the comic right away, or we can do the market recap as I have been doing? I guess what do you enjoy as far as comic reading? That is my question to you. Marvel Unlimited, where are you? Close it and open it again, see what happens. That's a really cool intro. I like that. I like how that works. Fallen Sun. Hopefully this just brings it up. Fallen Sun, the death of Captain America. There it is. Number 1 through 5. Start reading this bad boy. We're ready. Beautiful. I love it. In the comments, say hi. If not, that's all right. Join me next time. All right. So I still have 2 orders pending delivery. We are back. Fallen Sun, the death of Captain America. Wolverine. Deathlobe. Linneau. He was the greatest soldier the world would ever know. Even a devastating civil war divided the superheroes, He surrendered to end the conflict. Despite his noble sacrifice, he was assassinated. Captain America is dead. This is what happens next. We zoom in on Captain America's bloodstained shield. Fallen Sun, the death of Captain America. Chapter 1. Sam's Barbershop, Lower East Side, New York City. Don't buy it. Look, I'm not going to argue with you about it. I was there. I saw him get shot. You can't deny it. Someone's shaving. Uh-huh. And maybe you were witness for a reason. Didn't Nick Fury tell you to be there? Maybe you just saw what they wanted you to see, kid. Nobody want me to see that. Don't you get it? It was the death of Captain America. Things aren't always as they seem. This used to be a barbershop. It all stinks of spooks. That why you wanted me to meet me here? Can't even imagine what this place is like back in the day. You came in for a shave or a haircut, and some operative presses some button, and whoosh, you're sent down to a shield office below the street. Somebody was reading too much James Bond novel. He's cut off. Ah! Soldier! He accidentally presses. So it looks like maybe that was Bucky Barnes in the seat. You okay down there? Yeah. So he actually does get sucked down to some sort of secret basement. Anything I can do to help, kid? Yeah. But that's how I remember you, as a kid. And stop calling me kid. That's how everybody and their grandmother remembers you, Bucky. Captain America's teenage sidekick back in the World War II. Kids all around the world dream of just meeting Cap. And there you were, in your dandy red and blues, fighting alongside the living legend. And we remember how you died. Ooh, Captain America. I wasn't the only one people thought died that day. The world also lost Cap back then. Exactly. And here you are, all alive and stuff. And after digging him out of the block of ice, Cap survived as well. All I'm saying is, it ain't the first time we all thought Captain America was gone. Well, hell do you want from me? Folks say Cap is dead. Seems to me the next step is to identify the body. You gonna go up there, right into the lion's mouth, and you want me to come with you? That's the long and short of it. Count me out. Why? I've got my own agenda. Suit yourself. Hey, Logan. Yeah, kid? If you do see Steve, say hello for me. Logan departs. The Winter Soldier, still hanging out in the barbershop. Hell's Kitchen, New York City. Daredevil is. Whoa, there's a bunch of Daredevils. Why? This is what happens to New York when we lose one of our own. The city goes quiet. Wolverine! Wolverine comes out. Daredevil's there. Did you think we could sneak up on me? I could smell the beer on your breath from 4 blocks from here. Wolverine, sitting there, watching Daredevil. Word is, you've got 2 or 3 other guys running around in your costume. Had to know if it was talking about the real Daredevil. I'm going to take a look at Cap's body. Those heightened senses of yours could come in handy at peeling back the truth. Thunk. The Daredevil. People die, Logan. You more than most of us know that. We'll be arrested on sight. How are you planning on getting around that? I got a guy. Shield, helicarrier, 10,000 feet above New York City. It's unacceptable, Commander Hill. He knows something. I can feel it. Director Stark, there's a little thing called a due process. How much longer are we keeping him? Until I find out the truth. Who works for and what they thought they'd gain by killing Captain America. Turns out, you're not the only blind one in this tub, and they can't hear us either. Let me remind you, you have 10 minutes to get back here. Magic isn't exactly science. Don't be late. I cannot, as it is. I am only one here for now, in my astral form. You gonna tag along with us, Doc? The strain of the teleportation and cloaking spells have left my corporeal host in a state of exhaustion. Remember, 10 minutes. So Doctor Strange is hanging out with them, helping them out. Wait, you said Cap's body was being kept below. Yeah, well, we got a little detour. We didn't come here for Cap. I can hear they got in lockdown. I won't let you kill him. Counting on it. I just want to ask some questions, and you're going to be the lie detector. Why didn't you just tell me? You might have said no. Why did you bring the telepath, Emma Frost? Why not bring telepath, Emma Frost? This ain't X-Men business. Besides, you're a lawyer, too. I won't let you violate civil rights. Is that what they're calling them these days? I told you, Doc Strange. What we needed. He gave us the one last trick. Crossbones. So they have the person suspected of killing Captain America in lockup right now. You here to do me? Why does everyone think I want to kill you? Just because you shot Captain America? He can see and hear us. He's the only one. No wonder Doctor Strange is exhausted. Crossbones sees them come in. Yeah, I shot at him, but I didn't get the kill shot. Blink. He's remembering. I've seen the news footage. That makes you an accessory. Or maybe Cap wasn't shot at all. What's the gun for? Borrowed one of these out of the guards. Front. What's it for? You think Cap is really dead? He better be. He's telling us the truth. Or what he thinks is the truth. Logan, what's the gun for? You're a hired assassin, Bones. Who hired you? I don't remember. What? That's pretty weak. Let's just take a shot in the dark. You've worked for the Red Skull. He hates Cap more than anybody. How's the Red Skull involved? If he can't remember, it might be because he's been blocked, and we haven't got much more time. We've got long enough. So, you're not even the real shooter. Yeah. And when the world finds out just how dumb you know anything. Bones looking at him. That makes you the punchline. The worst joke ever. Reaches for the gun. Logan! Blam! Crossbones shoots him. That's what the gun was for. You've got until 3 to tell me who shot Cap. Logan rushes at him. Damn it, Logan. 1. Shink. Tears out one claw. 2. Shink. The other claw comes out. Enough. You think just because he shot at that, you've got some right to kill him? Self-defense? Is that why you brought me? He doesn't know anything. Shink. Logan puts his claw back in. Punches Crossbones. You feel better now? You got your pound of flesh? Time's almost up. We've got to get back. I'm not going with you. What? I've got something else. Before you ask, it's not about Bones. Thanks for helping, but you've had enough trouble in your own life, Murdoch. Don't add mine. Logan is up, looking at the casket. Sniff. It's him. He recognizes Cap's body and his smell. Looks sorrowful. Down. That's why you came here, isn't it? To make sure. Iron Man. 12 seconds ago. Oof. You all showed up on our sensors. Doctor Strange is going to have to learn. I'm getting tired of his little trick. Crossbones is a mess. You've been busy. Anybody come with you? Logan. Iron Man. Cap's dead. You're going to have to accept that. You keep telling me. or yourself? I don't see his shield. I was gonna play this, Stark. That Steve Rogers is dead, but Captain America will live on. That's what you'd like, right? You people. He was a friend, Logan. Maybe my best friend. Where do you think you're going? You're under arrest for violation of you're going to let me go and give me that transport too. You think you can take me and Iron Man and every shield agent right outside the door? Yep, but that ain't why Stark is gonna let me walk. You want me to go back and tell them anybody who had hope or in denial, Luke Cage, Spidey, the other Avengers, that I've got proof. Let him go, Hank. Stark, if I find out you've had anything to do with Cap's death, I'll kill you. The end. Ooh, so Captain America is apparently dead for real. Logan can smell. Logan does have a really acute sense of smell. He could always smell Sabretooth when he was around, I remember in the show. So he's dead for real. Captain America and Iron Man have definitely had their differences. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. It looks like Logan and Iron Man might be at odds a little bit. It's really interesting to see the X-Men in the Avengers world, especially since we haven't really seen them in the cinematic universe, all collaborating with Spider-Man and everything. So it's really fun to see them. If you've ever played Marvel versus Capcom, of course, we've seen all these characters in the same world because you see the X-Men with Captain America, or I don't know if Captain America's in those games. Definitely Wolverine has been, so has Iron Man. And then, of course, you have the Capcom characters. So those are always like super, super fun and interesting games to play. Well, so Captain America is apparently dead. Crossbones did not kill him. We need to figure out who's behind this. Logan is concerned that they're going to use his shield to make a new Captain America as a symbol. Logan is like the classic kind of anti-capitalist, more like human. Don't use this as an opportunity to make a new Captain America because he needs to be a symbol of hope. Like, no, let's mourn this. We lost a friend. This is messed up. Big stuff happening. Let's check out if the market is open. That was a short comic, a shorter comic for sure, but enjoyable. The art was absolutely amazing in there. I have not received my deliveries. Let's see if the market is open. The market is open. There we go. Fallen Sun, Death of Captain America. The common is going for 452, so definitely underpriced. The uncommon right now is going for 650, so you can get your money back almost if you want. And then the rare is going for 13, so you get a little double there. The ultra rare, which looks really, really good. I love that cover. 43. You did pretty well there. Almost an 8x or something like that. And then the secret rare going for above 100. These look really good. I love the covers. All of the covers are really good, to be honest. The common and the secret rare, again, is a panel from the book. We saw Daredevil leaping over Logan as he was lunging at him. I guess there's two other Daredevils kind of running around with him, so we'll figure out what's going on there maybe at some point. But I'll probably look up the comics that came out right before this because I'm curious to see the situation we're in the Marvel universe right now. Like, what is happening? So we have Logan in this one, the main feature, and we will see if Iron Man and Logan come to odds. I feel like Logan, he's tenacity. He never quits as a real Wolverine would, or like a Badger never would. Um, he he's intense. I would not want to go against him. He's defeated many, many, many people, and he does it in a gruesome way with his claws. So super amazing. And the comic ain't doing too bad in the marketplace. Let's go ahead and check out the Coca-Cola. I'm sure this is under, probably got 20 gems. So, and then we have the 35 gems for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So you have a nice little 5x there. If you were able to get it for the 6 or 7 gems it was being priced at. That Coca-Cola Space Can at 97, pretty good. Gimli Batman was going for 40, so 57. That is up from the base price. The Mankey Batman, then Uncommon, was going for 60, I believe, so that's up at 73. Kenneth Rockford Batman, 67. So I believe this is 60. So that one might be a little bit under the price, I want to say. I'm just going to quickly check the price on that one. So yeah, it was 40, 50, and 60 for the Rockford Batman. So he is actually a little bit above, and then the Raphael Grandpa Batman is 253. That one's doing the best. That one's doing very well because that was at 90, I believe. Yeah. So 90 gems originally. So it's more than doubled in price. Done really, really well for anyone who's holding it, which is nice to see that a recent drop has done really well. You know, all those are above the price. I believe they will remain above that, will remain above their drop price. We haven't had a decent drop like that in a while. Well, I mean, we have. The golden moments have been like that. They've all been above, well above the drop price. But we've had a lot of negativity, a lot of bots and talk and everything. So it's nice to see a little recovery on that front. We've been doing really well. Of course, we have the cryptocurrency market isn't doing super well. I will be curious, when will VeVe fully rise again? When will we have another January? I hope. My hope is that we won't have another January type situation, but almost like last year, we were kind of just like slowly rising, would have pumps and drops, right? We won't have another mega January because that mega January symbolizes it's really unsustainable. So hopefully we go little by little, up, down, up, down, up, down, mainly up, and we will see pretty much all boats rise in VeVe. Definitely the bigger brands and stuff will rise more than others. There's going to be random little pumps from people who buy up floors and stuff. You know, maybe the Coke will pump. I think everything will kind of rise because as long as there can be money to be made off of pumping something, people will still do it. They'll still try and buy that lottery ticket, right? So that's my overall thought there. If they can buy a really cheap thing. Also, you have MCP coming into play and Immutable X later down the road. So you have a lot of things coming into play. That'll be really good. And then MTL will allow real cash out. It'll just further legitimize the app for normal people. But as long as you have stuff going to Omi and crypto, you have a different cash out option, hopefully a lot cheaper. The web platform will hopefully be a lot cheaper. They now have good competition or decent competition in HRO. HRO has very low fees, especially on the web platform. So hopefully VeVe feels compelled to match them. All very, very positive news in general. And I'm super excited about the space, super excited about what's going on. Let me know if you're excited for the next comic. Was that interesting to you? Captain America is dead. Perhaps yes, no, maybe not. We need to find out who's behind it. Is it the Red Skull? Clearly wasn't Crossbones. He was just a little patsy, right? So Wolverine found that out right away. And Daredevil, he could sense that he was telling the truth or what he believed to be the truth. It wasn't a kill shot from him. All right. Well, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow and every day this week at 8:15, 8:20 a.m. Pacific time for a comic read because I will be participating in the drop at 8 a.m. and then we'll talk about hopefully what we get afterwards, the market, anything that's happened in between. Of course, we did have this Akomi monthly update. We have seen some stuff happen with Gate.io. I guess Gate.io never had an initial agreement. They just added Omi anyways. So there's a new ERC20 Omi token on Gate.io, which is huge because they're removing people from the United States. So make sure you're able to get that if you're from the US or the other territories that they said. There were a few others as well. Uniswap, you know, they talk about that. They talk about Black Panther History Month. And then we should be getting these updates in the future. So there's a lot of fun updates here. A lot of like older news. So I didn't want to go through it all. There's some really, really good stuff about the Women's History Month and what previously happened in March and then now February. So we can go back there. Elite Comics 11, who sponsors Comics and Crypto, is now being sponsored by VeVe, which is cool because we will hopefully see more real life comic people getting into this. And that's what VeVe wants to see. They want to see more real life collectors, people who want to keep and hold this stuff. And I mean, you can imagine this is in preparation. We'll have Comic-Con coming up in the summers, right? San Diego Comic-Con, I believe, in July. Hopefully, I get tickets. And then we will probably see some really massive comic drops. Again, that aforementioned Detective Comics, Action Comics #1, some of those really big ones. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow for another live comic rating, and we'll talk about the market, everything VeVe, little thing HRO too, because that has been coming out recently and doing pretty darn well. Have a wonderful day. Remember, be yourself and eat a cookie. And make sure to like, follow, subscribe, like this video. It really does help. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.